And so we got in, and we weren't like at the front of the line, like in front of like where the portal is. We were kind of far back. I mean, it's just what it is. So we got into the land, and the first thing we decided to do, we were like, okay, let's get in line to meet Toothless and Hiccup, because I knew from days before that line was at least an hour and a half, literally all day. So I was like, okay, well, let's just go ahead and get in line so we don't have to wait that long the rest of the day. Well, we're in line, and I tell Jared, our daughter wanted to ride Hiccups wing gliders, which is we call it Baby Hagrid's. It's like the Hagrid's type roller coaster that's in Isle of Berk. Mm-hmm. And she wanted to ride it. So he took her over there. Mm-hmm. And how did that experience go for you?
Well, it was interesting. So we would have been better off as soon as we got in the land to get the line right away.
Right.
So by this point, we were probably in the land for like 5-7 minutes.
But that 5-7 minutes.
Yeah. And then we were like, okay, let's go. So by the time we got in line, granted, they hadn't let anybody in the queue quite yet. But the line was stretching almost to the entrance of the land itself.
Jeez.
So we weren't that far back. We were pretty far back. So they eventually get into the queue, and they only had one side running. So they have two sides on this coaster. Only one side was running, and it broke down at least twice. So they announced over the overhead once it was running. But we waited every bit of 90 minutes for this.
You guys waited an hour and 40.
Yeah.
Because we waited, my mom and our son and I, we waited 90 minutes. We waited an hour and a half.
Yeah, and we were hoping to time it out where we could ride this and then get back into line with you guys to do the Hiccup meet and greet, or Hiccup and Toothless meet and greet. But yeah, we waited, basically an hour and 45 minutes. We did eventually get to ride it. My daughter, she loved it, but then completely agreed. She was like, it's not worth that much of a wait. And I was like, I agree. It's a great coaster, but there's very few rides that I think are worth waiting 90 minutes for. Mm-hmm. One, Hagrid's, okay.
And she agreed. She said Hagrid's too was worth it. Yeah.
So Hagrid's would be one. Maybe Battle of the Ministry. Don't know, but maybe that one would be worth it. There's very few rides in general. I'll say, I'll wait 90 minutes for that.
Yeah.
But that is what it was right off the bat in there for that one, which was much higher. The last time we were there, again, during team member previews, I think the highest wait time we had all day was 45 minutes, and that was for Hiccups.
Yeah. That was a lot in the beginning of the day, which is crazy.
Yeah. Then as soon as we pulled into the station, like coming, the coaster ended, we pulled into the other side, and then they were running both sides. So
you're like, great.
I was like, oh, that's great. So I don't know if maybe it just wasn't ready yet or whatever the deal was, but yeah.
But our Hiccup and Toothless meet and greet went super well. Our son was an angel the whole time in line because he was constantly watching the Toothless is an animatronic, Toothless animatronic, and he was very interested. So by the time we got up there, we were interacting with Hiccup and Toothless and the other character, which I don't remember her name, but they were so good with him, and they were talking to him, they were including him, and we were there for at least 5 minutes.
That's one thing I do like. They do take time with each, especially the kids.
Yeah.
To let them, interact a bit more.
And our son doesn't speak a lot. He sometimes with strangers, he's kind of shy, and they clock it immediately. And they're very sensitive to especially children. They're very good with kids and everything. And it was so good. It was so good. And so it was really good. I wish our daughter could have done it, but it just didn't work out for that day.
Watching the video of it, they did a very good job.
So sweet.
And I think this is one thing, and I've said, I think this meet and greet is one of the best ones I've seen out of all theme parks, given it's an animatronic dragon.
Yeah.
Then you've got the character actors that are there with them. And they do a very good job of that. I think it was Eddie Soto, who's a former Disney Imagineer, and said Universal's getting that whole emotional touch to some of these things. And I think it does a really good job there.
And they also have wandering characters, Rough and Tough, walking around, and they're hilarious. So if you see them out and about, you don't miss a chance to talk to them.
Yeah, you also got
funny.
You had the baby dragons that come around sometimes in this land.
We missed them. We didn't see them.
Yeah, we didn't see them.
But after that, we were like, okay, we need air conditioning. Because both sets of us were in the heat for an hour and a half, and we're like, we need air conditioning. So we went and watched the Untrainable Dragon show.
We did. We didn't get to do this last time. This is a fantastic show.
It's so cute.
I'm not a big show person. I've talked about it before, but this legitimately is a fantastic live show you can check out. Hiccup or Toothless was working that day, so you have Toothless that flies through the clouds.
He flies.
And our son, he very much is now a big How to Train Your Dragon fan. He wasn't before, but he is now.
Oh, yeah. I think you asked him. You're like, hey, buddy, did you like it? He goes, I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it. So we came home and we watched Untrainable Dragon show on YouTube over and over and over and over. And he loved it. So
yeah. No, it's
our daughter did too.
Very, very well done show. And like the usage of how Universal does like with these high def screens and how they implement it for like the Bourne Stuntacular, obviously like the Monsters Unchained, and this show is they use it very well because it's a combination of having those screens with prop pieces and either animatronics or character actors, and it just helps. It's not the whole show, but it adds a very nice layer and touch to the show.
Yeah,
and I think that's a good way to use these.
So that was a really good experience, and then we went to, we were going to leave. We were going to go get something to eat at the Meteor Gastropub, which we did eventually. But before we did that, on the way out, we saw that Fire Drill, which is the water boat ride they have, was a 5-minute wait. And earlier it was an hour. So we're like, what? Well,
and it actually had shut down for part of that morning too.
Yeah. So it shut down, but we went ahead and we're like, okay, let's just do it. So we get in line. It turns out it wasn't a 5-minute wait. It was more like 20. But it was okay. We met a mom and her kid in the line, and they were so cute. But anyway,
they were from Canada. They were very nice.
From Canada. But yeah, so we did that, and we did get wet. You will get wet on that ride. It is one of those rides where you will not get out of it alive, dry.
If you do, it's a fluke.
It's a fluke
because you'll get water hit by you from other boats, sometimes on purpose, sometimes on accident.
That's how I got wet both times.
Yeah, some of the stuff, depending on what
boats.
you aim at, it will cause more like water splashes and things, or things will shoot at you. So you do get wet, but again, it was hot that day, so we dried off very quickly. They didn't have, so this will have a score, like it'll track a score. Oh, eventually. Okay. It's not running as of right now.
Okay.
So with that aspect of it, that makes it a little bit more fun to me. Mm-hmm. But overall, it's an okay ride.
Yeah.
It's not worth more than 20-minute wait.
Yeah, as much as we waited, that's as much as I would wait.
Yeah.
Yeah. So after that, we checked out the Viking training camp, just briefly. Some of the things were not working. Like they were.
Yeah, again, in preview mode, some stuff wasn't working. There were some cool little games that kids could play in there that was roped off or blocked off. You can do it. It has multiple stories. I do. It's huge.
It's big. Yeah.
It's got a lot of stuff in there for kids of older ages and smaller ages. They also have in the little kiddie area, they have family companion restrooms right there, which is really nice. Mm-hmm. So I can imagine, like when our kids were real little, that's a nice thing to have right there, and it's kind of in the shade. But a lot of it wasn't. You can go even higher in I guess you would just call it the treehouse type of thing, but it was blocked off there as well.
Yeah.
But our kids enjoyed it. They got a slide in there, and I do like how this play area has one entrance and exit, so you don't have to worry about losing your kids. At least if
I love that.
I did, because we talked about before, like Fievel's play area back in the day in Kids Zone was a nightmare.
I hate that thing.
It scarred Jamie for life. But. Yeah, so it's a good sized area. I would like to see this at full functionality, but it is a cool spot for kids. And our kids, our son would have played there longer, but it was hot. But it is kind of shaded a little bit. They have some shade structures in there.
Yeah,
make it kind of nice. But yeah, it's a good place for kids to run around.
Yeah. We didn't get to Dragon Rally Racers. Is that how you say it?
Dragon Racers Rally.
Thank you. I messed it up. Dragon Racers Rally. It was like a 75-minute wait, and I was like, I am not waiting.
That ride is going to be. It's a low loading ride, doesn't have that many people moving through it, no express pass on this one, and it's not worth more than like a 20-30 minute wait,
right? So
all day long it was 70-90 minutes.
It did not go down. I know, it's crazy. But that's the only one we didn't get to do. But before we move on to what we did next, like give me like, out of like all the themed lands that you've ever seen over one IP, like, how do you rank this one? Because can I give you my opinion?
No.
I mean, like,
yes, you can.
Every inch of it is themed. Like, I walk in there and I'm like, oh, I'm in Berk. I'm in Isle of Berk.
It's a very well themed land. I mean,
So
I
good.
think, and personally, the thing I love about it is it plays the How to Train Your Dragon music throughout it.
Yes.
Shocking. People like music from the movies that they're in the land of. I know this is crazy talking to you, Galaxy's Edge. I think this is definitely better than Galaxy's Edge. I think it's more well done than, say, Toy Story Land and an overall theming. I think, though, it's the closest thing I've seen to Pandora.
Okay.
And I'm not a big Avatar fan, but Pandora is, I do think that is legitimately the best land that Disney has done in the past, 10 years.
Yeah.
I think in terms of theming to that IP in that area, it's very well done. I think it's on par with that. And there's so many things, like you got meet and greets, you got characters walking around, you got baby dragons. We didn't get a chance to check out. You got the blacksmith, Hoggard, I think is his name. I'm going to mess that up.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Anyway, there's I'm going to get that name wrong. I can't remember off the top of my head, but there's a blacksmith there you can interact with. Like, there's tons of interactivity here. There's all sorts of little things you can do on the sides.
That's too. The things you can do on the sides. Like, they have something going on, like, every time you turn around. There's something new. Like, I feel like this land is just fully, like, maybe not completely, but like almost completely fully developed. Like, it's just like it's always existed.
Well, that was they even said they wanted it to feel like you're walking into Isle of Berk on just a given day.
Yeah.
Like you're walking into a village that it's not there for you. You're just there on a day, like you're visiting.
Yeah.
And they added the fire in the statues when you first walk in. So that was going.
Yep.
So I think this one has a great, when you first walk in, it's like a wow factor. You see like the water and all these things, so much kinetic energy there. You got the mountaintops, you got Mead Hall, like you've got, this is the biggest land at this point, by the way. So you've got,
and you can tell, you can feel it.
You've got 3 rides, you got Hiccups.
You got 4 rides.
Well, 4?
Well, 3 in the show, but so 4
Well,
attractions.
so I was going to say, you've got Hiccups Wing Gliders, you've got the Dragon Racers Rally, you got Fire Drill, you got the show, you got the kids play area, you got the meet and greet. Like there's you can spend a lot of time in this land.
We spent like 4 hours.
We were there a long time. Now, granted, a lot of it was waiting in line, but
yeah.
It's a great place to check out. If you're a fan of How to Train Your Dragon, I would imagine, like, I'm not super familiar. I know of them and I've seen the movies, but if you're like a massive fan of these, and especially with kids, like, they'll love it. It's a fantastic land.
I can't wait to like slow down more next time we go and actually experience like the little things, because I feel like with this past time with our kids, because we were in line for so long, I felt more rushed when we weren't.
I mean, I still love Super Nintendo World, but Isle of Berk might be my second.
Okay.
It's very, very well done.
Yeah, I agree.